And they're on their way with 2 runs to Wessels. From a cut shot. We saw so many cut shots in the England innings. And Chris Lewis just getting his left hand to it. Aldridge has signalled a wide. Englishmen will feel that they've been hard done by with that one. Quite a few in the England innings from South Africa went on called, but there were a number of them which were called. In fact, the South Africans had great difficulty with wides. And that's another one. And England are not happy.
Ian Botham got quite a shock when he looked around and saw that that one was being signalled a wide. Alex Stewart not all that thrilled either. A couple of Wessels will be disappointed at missing that one. He loves the cut. Got the ideal delivery there from Ian Botham. Not the sort of player who really likes to go after the bowling right from the start, Kepler Wessels. Likes to work his way into an innings.
South Africa will be encouraged by events in Auckland yesterday when Pakistan got up and won a match needing slightly less than 5.62 runs and over, but a big asking rate for them, and they got up and won it. South Africa will know here as well that they can do the same thing. If they do, or even if they come close, we'll have a tremendous cricket match once more. The first semi-final was perhaps the best match of the competition so far. Over, no wicket for 4. Well, it was a very loose delivery from Lewis. And put away for 4. And Hudson, his first shot, put away for 4. No wicket for 10. So there's the city of Sydney, or at least part of it, with the SCG there on the right. On the lights. And those lights certainly are giving Kepler Wessels enough for him to plant that one down to mid-wickets. Short ball from Ian Botham. And Wessels put it away very expertly.
We've got a few mimics in the crowd, all signalling 4. We've had a wide variety of signals from the umpires in this World Cup competition.
South Africa certainly starting very well indeed. This is just the type of quick beginning they needed.
The crowd, as always, very observant, and they've been watching these umpire signals, and a few of them being mimicked there in the crowd. I reckon I saw a few of those fans dressed as Arabs imitating David Shepherd's little handshaking 4 signal.
He's got it past the Freitas. So this is a very good start for South Africa, and England will be shaken by this.
Kepler Wessels isn't noted as an aggressive batsman, but the one thing that he is, a very good placer of the ball. And Kepler is such a determined young man that he's able to change his pace, and realising that South Africa need to get away to a quick start. He's on the lookout for runs. Doesn't pay to underestimate Kepler Wessels as a player. Don't want to pigeonhole him too much as a slow starter, because he can pick up his pace if needs be.
The Englishmen are very keen. They're not getting any joy from umpire Aldridge this evening. Called a couple of wides in the last over, which shocked them.
Ball just moving a little bit off the seam, and I think that would have worried umpire Aldridge. Lewis, I think, is trying to get the ball up into around about the ribcage area, round the leg stump, not give Wessels too much room outside off stump.
Wessels with this very closed face stance, and there he just opens the face of the bat there in playing the shot. Batsmen have different ways of standing and holding their bats in the stance, and you'll see from Kepler Wessels how closed his bat face is.
Yes, quite a few movements there. Then he opens the feet, you see, just as the bowler's about to deliver the ball, and then, as Tony mentioned, as he was actually playing it, he just opened the face up so that he would place the ball exactly where he wanted it. But what we call a closed grip there. Face of the bat is quite closed.
That's the wicket that England wanted. Chris Lewis at backward point, straight to him. Kepler Wessels heading towards the umpire. I think he's left something in his safekeeping. No, what's happened is that he's going to stay out there because Peter Kirsten is going to come in, and Kepler Wessels is going to run for him, so he's gone to stand over at square leg. So even though he's out, he's still in, if you get what I mean. So he's out for 17, it's 1 for 26.
It certainly wasn't a good delivery. Kepler Wessels would be really annoyed that he's hit that straight down Chris Lewis's throat. Right where he wanted him. Short outside off stump. Every delivery pleases someone.
Oh, that's a great shot. My goodness, he just leaned on that. Magnificently played. Oh, that's crunched off the back foot this time. 4 more, so Lewis proving very expensive here, 1 for 38.
Peter Kirsten still hasn't got used to that runner. Every time he hits the ball, he's taking a couple of paces, and then suddenly the fact that there's a runner there clicks into gear and he stops running. Now, it's all very well and good to find South Africa, but if the administrators don't understand the advantage that South Africa have gained in this situation, then I begin to wonder, because England have timed their innings, or paced their innings, over 50 overs. Now South Africa are going to have the advantage of pacing their innings over 45 overs. Now that is quite an advantage to the team that has offended.
outside edge, and a desperate dive by Gary Small. But he can't make it. And it's a very hard fall there that he suffered. And he does seem to be troubled. That's the last thing England want now, for another bowler to go down with an injury.
I'm just wondering if he rolled on the ball there. No, he didn't do that in making the dive. I thought he may have got the ball under him. So it must have just been the hardness of the fall. The fact that the outfield is so fast would suggest that it's quite hard. He certainly landed hard and high on the thigh there, the right thigh.
Well, that's a beauty. De Freitas has got the ball to move away from the bat. He's found the edge, beaten the outside edge this time.
Yes, he's started off with a terrific line and just getting the ball to move away. He's had 4 deliveries and he's immediately settled into a good line and length, Phil De Freitas, unlike the other England bowlers.
This is a very important spell for England. Freitas not at all happy about his foothold. Dampened and the spikes just cutting through the surface. May want more sawdust. And gets it. Lots of things have changed in cricket. Astonishingly, what they put down to allow the bowlers and fielders a better foothold after rain remains sawdust, as it was, I should think, 115 years ago. What a delivery! What a blow for England! De Freitas, who's been their best bowler, not just here tonight but in other games, has removed the danger man for South Africa. The big scorer in this World Cup, Peter Kirsten.
Yes, De Freitas has beaten Kirsten that over on a couple of occasions, and there he just gets it to pitch middle and hit off. What a fantastic delivery. South Africa 2 for 61.
Tension here at the Sydney Cricket Ground.
Yes, here's De Freitas. He bowled superbly this over, and finally just got one to leave Kirsten, pitch middle, hit off, and that's what a fast bowler dreams about.
Tremendous pressure out there now. And both these teams, England, have pulled themselves together after South Africa got away to a flying start in their chase for 253. Now, Gooch has taken an enormous gamble. He's brought on Illingworth inside the 15 overs. With a wet ball. So Illingworth's not going to turn it. He may be cutting it back from outside the right-hander's off stump. But he won't be spinning it away from the bat, or I would think it would be close to impossible. Fielded down, third man is Gladstone Small. Must have been close. So, a second run to take on a fellow with a good arm. And it's not going to please either Gooch or De Freitas or Small, I suppose.
This Gladstone Small's got a good arm here, and it's just a touch too high. Otherwise, he was really struggling. And that was a good bit of fielding there. Gladstone Small, he's got a good arm, and the South Africans have got to be careful if they take him on from the deep.
And De Freitas has done it again. Gone past that outside edge quite a number of times. Here's Bill Laurie, and with him is Tony Greig.
Thank you, Richie. Yes, Philip de Freitas has been the class bowler for England throughout this World Cup. He's got it right tonight. He's got his line right. He's got the leg cutter working. The ball going from leg to off, beating the outside edge of Andrew Hudson, who's batted very well here for South Africa. They were very much in this match. They know their target. They're striking well, just under 5 runs per over. They've still got 8 wickets in hand. And, he pulls it in the air, just wide of de Freitas. He's played 1 or 2 fine pull shots tonight, Hudson. That one not quite off the meat of the bat, but 2 runs.
All our viewers through Mnet will be really enjoying this contest, hoping to see their side through to the final in Melbourne. Good shot, that one. Nicely covered down there. They'll settle for 1. Yes, up in Hong Kong too. Prime Star taking these pictures. Settling into the ground, and quite a hard surface here. The ball's skidding over the top, straight back to the bowler. Illingworth doing a good job here. He's bowled well. They're going to have to take the initiative, I think. They're not going to be allowed. They shouldn't allow him to simply carry on the way he is. It's going to be interesting to see what they do.
Very close. That's got to be close. Yes, he's out. A beautiful piece of bowling. Forced him on the back foot. He went for the cut. It was the arm ball. And umpire Brian Aldridge doesn't give many LBs. He had a good hard look at that, and that's a superb piece of spin bowling.
Well, that was a lovely delivery. Just went on with the arm. Just a little skiddy out there. And I don't think there's any doubt about this. Hit him on the back leg and right in front of middle stump. And I don't know now, Bill, whether we're still at the same match, but I think you've got a problem, son. England made 252, and they're now 3 for 90.
Oh, superb delivery, the leg cutter. 7 overs, 1 for 27 for de Freitas. It's 3 for 92. Stewart's played a vital part for England in this World Cup. His keeping's been sharp. He's batted beautifully. And a very aggressive cricketer for England. South Africa need a boundary or 2 here. They're just going to fall behind the England run rate.
Boys hit that down the ground. Could this be out? Yes, it'll be caught. No, it's going to be a huge 6. No, it's not. It's hit the screen. So that's 4. Don't worry about getting that one, Graham Gooch. A little unlucky, mind you.
Well, he wasn't unlucky. He was lucky. He hit the side screen because it would have gone over. They have to call 4 here. The umpires are conferring umpire Aldridge, probably new to Australian conditions. He will signal 4. You can't give the 6 that hits the side screen. It's inside the playing area. Well, this one's actually about 2 metres inside. 4 he signals. Correct decision. Boo, says the South African supporters, but that's the rule.
Yes, that's why I reckon he was unlucky. He just hit the bar up there, and it looked as if it was going to be 6 and bounced back, and Gooch went right after it. As he saw it down there, he thought, I better get this back.
Come on. Sweeps nicely. So Adrian Caper brings up the 100 for 3.
But this year we'll have new champions who have never won the cup before.
Catch it.
That's down the ground, catch it they say, but it's hit too straight for that. Illingworth shouted as soon as it was struck, catch it, but it was absolutely straight down the ground.
Well, yes, both the fielders, the long off and the long on, well away from that. It's split Alan Lamb and Chris Lewis perfectly. It's a well struck ball, this, straight down the ground, as you can see there, straight towards the sight screen again and bouncing on top of the fence.
Adrian Capel with a big reputation as a hitter in South Africa. He said that very well. That was just a short arm jab, but he rarely got hold of it.
Glasser Small just strayed slightly down the leg side here with his line. But very good contact. And that ball raced the boundary, split the two fielders again in the deep. Tucked him up for room a bit, but if you make proper contact, it doesn't really matter.
He's gone over the top. So Adrian Caper beginning to open out his shoulders, 2 successive fours.
This is more like the Adrian Caper we heard the stories of. Successive boundaries there off Gladstone Small. Gladstone Small had bowled very well until then. But Caper's flicked one to square leg, and this time he's gone over the top, over mid-off. And if Adrian Caper keeps up this sort of onslaught, that target's going to start to look fairly small again.
And he's got again. So 3 successive fours to finish off the over from Adrian Caper, and South Africa now 3 for 128, a big over for them.
Adrian Caper just sizing up the field, probably deciding where he's going to try and hit the ball next.
Appeal for it. Aldridge is just going across to make the signal, but the only thing he raises is his leg, not his finger.
It's an interesting shout from Richard Illingworth and Alex Stewart. Adrian Caper got his leg a long way across in order to make room to try and get the ball round the leg side, but it needed the ball just to turn a little bit more, to straighten just a little bit more in order to get that decision.
He's gone with him. So Caper has gone, and that's a big wicket for England, because Caper looked very threatening indeed.
Well, that's well bowled, Richard Illingworth. He kept his head while Adrian Caper lost his. It was a wild, wild swing from Adrian Caper. He was aiming a long, long way back into the stands. The head comes up, the bails come off, and England are right back in this game again.
So Caper 36 from 44 deliveries, 4 for 131, South Africa.
But you'll see it's a huge swing. Alex Stewart quite happy that the ball's hit the stumps.
But he's hit that pretty well. He's gone over the top, and he started off with a boundary. And South Africa are 4 for 135 after 27 overs.
There's actually some very fine drizzle falling out of the sky here at the SCG tonight, but this game constitutes a game already. We've had the 25 overs needed in the second innings, so no problems with whether or not this game is going to be completed due to the weather tonight.
That's well struck and well placed. It's gone for 4.
Was a little mix-up here, but he'll make it. They're both pretty quick. It brings up the 150. It's going away fine. That'll get down to the boundary, or will it get cut off? Just got there. Gladstone Small, well fielded.
Putting in the big ones around there, particularly as he's had some leg muscle trouble in recent weeks, and then the lovely throw to finish it off.
As Richie Benno mentioned, the pressure that goes with a dot ball or a ball that's not scored off. Well taken. No, it wasn't. Fumbled. Just for a second it looked as if he got it. Will they come back to the second? Yes, they will. Good running. So that's then made up for the one they didn't score off.
And Gladstone Small, well into his spell now. He's found his rhythm. He's coming in well. Good easy run. He's found his line and length. His 6.5 overs so far have gone for 27. And that's gone straight down to square leg. It's going to be out. It's well held. Not a problem at all. Graham Hick, very, very safe hands indeed. Great big buckets of hands down at square leg. Gladstone Small has earned this wicket, and it's Hansi Cronje, caught Hick, bowled Small.
Good evening, David. And this is quite a time to be coming into the position where Hansi Cronje is trying to get the boundary here, and he's headed straight to Graham Hick. That is a crucial wicket for England and for South Africa.
Still marshalling his troops out there at the SCG, taking all the time he needs just to make sure his fielders in the right positions. Quick word to Philip de Freitas out at deep mid-wicket as Ian Botham comes in. And Rhodes squirts this away to third man. Gladstone Small in very quickly this time, but Rhodes back very quickly as well. That's very, very good running indeed. He's very quick. He's put the pressure on Gladstone Small and got the reward of 2 runs.
This, when Rhodes is running to the danger end, the fielder has to be extremely quick to actually prevent him from getting the single there. He's down the wicket to drive it, and Gladstone Small coming in to try and save that extra run, but Rhodes is through.
And they'll look for 2 again here. It's Chris Lewis, and they're paying him a lot of respect there, quite rightly so. Perfect throw in over the bails there to Ian Botham at the bowler's end. 71 still needed, 50 balls remaining. Oh, and a chance there for Alex Stewart. In the end, he's done very well to dive and stop it. Not quite sure if that came off bat or pad. Looks very much like bat, though.
Yes, that looked like an edge off the bat. McMillan just flicking it away, and Alex Stewart really getting across down to the leg side. Hitting his glove full on, and he should be unlucky not to have caught it. But it looks as if Jonty Rhodes might have broken his bat, so he's going to have to get used to another bat, and hopefully it's a similar sort of weight.
Well, of course, all cricketers nowadays do carry a selection of bats with them, and they tend to have bats of the same weight, the same feel, to try and make sure that should this sort of eventuality arise, that the piece of willow coming out to replace the original one is just as good, if not better. And perhaps Jonty Rhodes hoping for a change of luck as well as a change of bat. He's batted very well so far. He's 33 not out. He's hit that well. Philip de Freitas is the man after it. He's got a long way to carry down there. And finally South Africa have reached the boundary. The change of bat certainly working for Jonty Rhodes there, and it takes South Africa on to 5 for 199. South Africa with a stiff task still in front of them. And the 200 comes up for South Africa. 53 still needed to win this match. Jonty Rhodes, the man on strike, is 37 not out. And he'll be 38 not out, 39 not out. Coming back very quickly again for the second. This man is quick between those wickets.
It's Jonty Rhodes. Just really crashes this one over cover to Illingworth. And Illingworth's got a good arm, throws it back. Fine throw, but Jonty Rhodes is so quick between the overs. Here you see Illingworth come straight to him. There's Jonty Rhodes, exceptionally quick. He's got that second.
And Chris Lewis has now gone out to the deep spot there. And it doesn't matter where he is this time, because this has gone for 4. Jonty Rhodes has given himself space again. He split the gap again.
This is what Reeve was doing at the end of the England innings. And Lewis, it was going over backward point, and yeah, Jonty gives himself a little bit of room and opens the face of the bat and cracks it in the gap there between third man and backward point. Uses the pace of the ball, 4 runs.
Gladstone Small gave the batsman room to work with there. And Jonty Rhodes took full advantage. You can see the fire in his eyes now. There's no better time to come good. Again he's gone for this time. Lewis is underneath, he's going to catch it. Chris Lewis very, very cool under pressure at deep point. He'd been moved out there 2 balls previously by Graham Gooch. And this time Jonty Rhodes failing to find the gap. He's caught Lewis, he's gone for 43.
Jonty Rhodes just clipped the ball before. Magnificent shot through backward point. Here he attempts the same shot again. Hits it a little bit too square. And there's Lewis, very cool customer there. Catches it easily and so casual. 6 for 206.
Jonty Rhodes played a very brave hand out there tonight. But in the end, Chris Lewis in exactly the right position. Jonty Rhodes almost got too good a bat on this. The previous ball had squirted wider of the fielder, but this time straight down Chris Lewis's throat. South Africa need boundaries. They're being asked now to score at over 9 and over, the rate constantly rising. And the Englishmen in the crowd in the background starting to sing again. The Union Jacks are waving. Well, Richardson's gone for it. And the field is in on the offside, mid-off is up. And Richardson aiming over that field, failing to make contact.
It's Dave Richardson there, knowing that he's got to get boundaries. He's attempting to hit that ball straight, but he isn't quite in line. And he goes through to wicketkeeper Alex Stewart. But he looks as if he's might have just got some sort of strain there. He's holding his hamstring, which South Africa certainly doesn't need another injury in the side.
Because there was always the opportunity of a 6. But it's got to be a pretty good hit here. And that's the problem for South Africa. Not going to be any 6s around. They need a few 4s.
The singing, that well to stand. That's where we'll be aiming. Millen chips it down the line. He's quite deep. It's going to be quicker to have to run. It's good running by Richardson. Crowd roaring here at the Sydney Cricket Ground. Another great semi-final. 4 wickets in hand for South Africa. 42nd over. Millen strikes that well. This time it's the brilliant Lewis. There's no 2 to him. Not a good throw, but well taken by the wicketkeeper Stewart. Pressure on all the players now and the umpires here at the Sydney Cricket Ground. Still long off. Millen's going to come back for the second. Fairbrother again. Throws wide, he's safely home. Excellent running. South Africa still in this match. 6 for 221. Richardson cuts it, could be 4. Superb stroke. Beats a man at point. That's what was needed. Peter Kirsten has been a star for South Africa there on the right. Jumps to his feet. Wicketkeeper Richardson doing the job.
On that occasion, Lewis pitching short once again, and that's exactly what Richardson was looking for. And you really do open up the options for the batsman if you pitch short.
Yes, the pressure on Chris Lewis. Richardson moves to 10. Millen's 18. That's a good hit. That's going to be 4-2. Here comes Fairbrother coming around. He won't get it. Yes, he does. Superb save. 2 runs. Wow, great outfielding by Fairbrother there. He was desperate. A couple of vessels jumping up to his feet. What a final.
Richardson picking the slower ball there from Lewis. And he's keeping his head. He's got a couple of spots picked out where he's going to loft the ball. Really is playing this pretty well, Richardson.
There's no long on. time he goes down the wicket and misfielded by the brilliant Lewis. The pressure showing here. In comes Lamb to give him some encouragement. This is the 43rd over. It's a 45-over match. It's starting to rain as well. Everything's happening at the Sydney Cricket Ground.
It's just the last thing we need is rain, and it's probably not going to help bowlers. The last thing they want is a slippery ball, the odd wide. They don't want to give South Africa any extra deliveries, and also the outfielders making throws. It'll be tough.
Milman hits it straight. Fairbrother coming around. It's 2 more. Super over for South Africa. 10 runs off the over so far. It's starting to rain quite steadily here at the Sydney Cricket Ground. Peter Kirsten, veteran. Gooch.
Problems in the crowd there. The bloke couldn't see because the fellow had put the brolly up in front of him. And now Gooch is walking in to have a chat with umpire Aldridge. And now the umpires are going to have a chat. And England are in front at the moment as far as a reduced match. If we do, for instance, if we didn't get any more play, then England would be in front. 10:15 is the cut-off time.
It's starting to get quite heavy now. It's going to be very difficult for the umpires. They will try and carry on if they can. They're having a word now to Captain Gooch, maybe giving him the option about whether he wants to play or not. Over they come, Gooch, their experienced cricketer. It's getting very, very steady here at the Sydney Cricket Ground, the rain. What a tense moment for both sides.
Well, the situation is we're in the 43rd over. At the end of 42, South Africa would need 251. At the end of 43, South Africa would need 252. While they're doing all this talking, they could be doing an awful lot of playing.
Well, there's Peter Kirsten. England will want to come off for sure. They've only got 45 overs, and they're coming off. The crowd will roar here at the Sydney Cricket Ground. It's certainly quite steady, a very difficult situation for the umpires. It's getting heavier by the second. The covers will come out, and this may be the end for South Africa in the second semi-final.
Sorry, 10:15 is cut-off time. So really, there's still, if they were able to get back out there in where are we? Another 8 minutes, you'd probably finish the overs without too much trouble.
Tremendous drama, it's a tremendous match here at the Sydney Cricket Ground. The rain just easing slightly as Peter Leroy and his team get the covers out there. It's still raining quite steadily. Richardson and McMillan coming off slowly, and that's fair enough. The umpires really had no choice in it. It was getting quite steady. You have to be fair to the fielding side. McMillan and Richardson batting beautifully in those final minutes. There's the South Africans. There's the manager, Kirsten, Donald. You can feel the adrenaline pumping there as the weather intervened and knocked South Africa out of the World Cup for 92. 28,000 people in. Great semi-final. There's former great Mike Proctor, the great all-rounder there, talking to the manager. They must feel sick in the stomach at the moment. South Africa so close, but maybe yet so far. As just the one cover down at the middle. What a dramatic moment in this World Cup. Not one person's going to leave the Sydney Cricket Ground. Tough assignment for the umpires. Umpire Brian Aldridge from New Zealand on the left. Steve Randell from Australia on the right. Who'd want to be an umpire in a World Cup? Covers are down. Peter Leroy there, the master groundsman. He suggested that it would only be light drizzle. It's only been light drizzle. The shower just come at a crucial time for South Africa as they were charging, hopefully towards victory. England will still in the box seat with runs on the board. how would you like to be Capital Vessels back into world cricket after an exile 22 years? They've played brilliantly to reach the semi-finals.
It seems that they're not working on that particular line. They're just taking off the number of overs according to the time lost, and reducing the overs of the side batting second. In this case, they've taken off an over according to the South African manager. Still this crowd just short of 30,000 waiting for the result. On the scoreboard, it's gone up that South Africa need 22 to win from 7 balls. They've been greeted by popular acclaim from the South African supporters. Ron Aldridge from New Zealand, Steve Randall from Tasmania. They're just passing on the information now to Graham Gooch. And Ian Chappell has some further information.
Yes, Richie, we've got a strange situation here because Alan Jordan has just come back to me and said that the umpires have come back to him and they've changed it to say that there is only 1 ball remaining. Although the official announcement was made just a moment ago that there are 7 balls remaining. So everyone seems to be a bit confused at the moment. But Alan Jordan is saying, well, not much point in them going out there. But as far as we know, it's only 1 ball. Alan Jordan has just signalled to me 1 ball remaining.
Right, well, it's McMillan and Richardson coming out now. McMillan on 20 and Richardson on 13. The rain has stopped. The scheduled finishing time of the match is 10:15. And in the commentary box, Bill Laurie and David Gower.
Thank you, Richie. Well, plenty of drama. I'm not quite sure why the South Africans would be complaining. They only bowled 45 overs themselves. South Africa back in world cricket after an absence of 20-odd years. They go down a very controversial final few minutes. There's Gooch. A disappointing end, really, to a great match.
Well, yes, but England have just had the edge through most of the match. I'll tell you one thing, that valuable contribution of Dermot Reeve at the end of England innings will be seen in its true worth now. Reeve smashed his 20-odd runs, 25 runs off 14 balls. And England took something like 17 runs off the last over they faced, which was a long over, time-wise, bowled by Alan Donald. Turned out to be the last over of their innings. Limited that innings to 45 overs. And what I think we ought to do at this stage is actually get on with the game. There's going to be one disappointed side, one very happy side. And the scoreboard finally confirming what we've thought to be true for some time now. South Africa need 22 runs off this 1 ball. Somehow, I don't think that's possible.
No, it's a disappointing end to a great semi-final, but that's the rules. The umpires can only abide by the laws for the World Cup. Disappointed Mike Proctor and Peter Kirsten. Well, that's the way the cookie crumbles, as they say, and the England supporters will be delighted, but the disappointing end to a wonderful semi-final. In comes Chris Lewis to bowl the final delivery. It's pushed away to mid-wicket. You can see that all the players are disappointed with that end. The crowd will roar here at the Sydney Cricket Ground. So at the end, it's England and a disappointing finish to a wonderful match. Disappointed Brian McMillan, captain of Vessels, the manager Ray Jordan there. The South Africans have played very well at the end. The weather beat them, and a very good defending performance also by England with the ball.
And certainly the game played in a very, very good spirit. All the players shaking their hands now. England have the privilege, the honour of going through to the final on Wednesday. A lot of friends out there. 1 or 2 players, of course, of the South African side that play in England. Some others that we know very well. And there'll be a certain sympathy from the English players for the South Africans over the way this game is finished. It's not going to be much consolation to that man there, Kepler Wessels. But England, the winners of this contest.
And they will play in their 3rd World Cup final. They've never won a World Cup. They've lost 2 before. So on Wednesday night at the Melbourne Cricket Ground, it will be England versus Pakistan. A very sympathetic round of applause for the South Africans. They've played very well. But at the end of the day, the rules beat them. On the other hand, they only bowled 45 overs to England. They won the toss. They elected to bowl. And maybe in the end, that decision backfired on them.
Well, the South Africans, like the Kiwis at Auckland yesterday, deciding to do a lap of honour here at the Sydney Cricket Ground. And they're receiving a lot of very well-deserved applause. They've become very popular out here, the South Africans. They're wonderful sportsmen. They've got a wonderful sporting tradition.